Hello, Dallas. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to you all over the world, to all my global viewers. Thank you so much for joining the live program of Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to my show, Global Gupshup, an iAsia news presentation. I'm your host, Anu Benekati, talking to you and taking you all on an exciting journey with me to meet extraordinary guests all over the world in every episode. So today I would like to welcome all women. So because we are continuing the celebration with International Women's Day, we just celebrated, but we are going to continue throughout the month celebrating even more. So globally, in joining hands with me to celebrate this year's International Women's Month, let's continue, like I said, and appreciate their success, achievements, and contributions of many, many inspiring women throughout the month of March. So I hope you will enjoy the show. And today I have a very special guest. She's a very successful entrepreneur and also CEO of Raj Properties, Jansi Reddy. And she's a founder of a women empowerment Telugu association, in short, that we call it as a WETA, and a co-founder of Rajendra and Hanumandla and Jhansi Reddy Foundation. She's also currently serving on the board of directors at the University of California. And while working as a full-time entrepreneur, she dedicates her time and efforts to serve on the community and helping many, many, many women who are in need, connecting them and also supporting their dreams. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Jhansi Reddy to the show. Thank you so much for joining and welcome.
Thank you, Anu, and thank you for global viewers. అందరికీ కూడా I want to say thank you for global for giving me this opportunity, and all the viewers. I want to say Happy Women's Day.
Yes.
And I know yesterday was a real Women's Day, but this whole week has been a Women's Day month and Women's Day week, and I want to wish every woman in the whole world Happy Women's Day. And this is a special Women's Day for all of us to celebrate, especially 2021, because woman has come a long way, all the way to White House. So I think this is a special. Women's Day for, I think, human history. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Anu, and introduction.
Absolutely. And it's a pleasure having you with me. To begin with, I would like you to tell a little bit about yourself to our viewers so that we can get to know you better.
My name is Jhansi Reddy. I'm from California. And, I came to this country when I was 11 years old, and I've been in California since then. I've been raised in California, and, I'm married, and my husband is a cardiologist, and I have 3 children, and I have 4 grandchildren. And I'm also, like Anu had said, that I'm an entrepreneur of businesswoman in real estate, and most of this real estate has been a man's world. But when I got into this business, I think it's very few women out there in a property management 28 years ago. So I have been doing this for last 28 years in California, and I enjoy what I do, and we provide an employment other people, and that's what makes me joy, and that's what makes me happy. And besides being entrepreneur, I also like do a lot of social service. Is back home since 1992, and we also have done a lot of social service here, which is in UC Merced. We had built a healthcare center in campus. So we have been doing the social service, and I'm very and helping women and helping other people. That's what makes me joy, besides being a grandma. And thank you so much, Anu. And that's what it's all about me. Like I said, I really have a passion and for social service and helping other women.
Well, thank you. That was a very wonderful introduction and few sentences, we also came to know that you're a grandmother, which is unbelievable because you don't look like one. Definitely, it's a pleasure having you. So let us start with the. I want to ask you that like what you said, we just celebrated a Women's Day, International Women's Day, and continue to celebrate as well. So like every year, this year also we decided to go with the theme. So this year's theme is choose to challenge. So what is your choice this year that about your services that you take that as a challenge to make the difference in the community?
I think challenging, and the challenging is within us. I think we have to challenge ourselves, and we have made a difference in other women's life or other people's life by doing a lot of social service. And Veta has been, only women organization so far in America, and of course in India we have a lot of women organizations, but
Mhm.
this is the first women organization. And challenges are, like everybody faces, COVID, we cannot really be in a interact with the personally in a one-on-one or
Right.
in a group. I think that's the biggest challenging we are facing this year. Like I said, I'm not the only one. Our,
Mhm.
our organization is not the only one. I think we are facing, everybody's facing the same situation.
Right. Right.
Not able to have a live events. And I
Mhm.
think when people sees live
Mhm.
example, that's what makes them difference in their lives.
Mhm.
Rather than Zoom is okay, to get some more information and learn about each other. But I think having an impact, I
Mhm.
think by meeting people and being in a public, that's what I enjoy, and I think that's what makes people really impact and goes a long way.
Right, right. Oh, absolutely right. Because I think the biggest challenge is like, see each other or just, because giving hugs or even giving, handshakes were one of the most, the affectionate way to get in touch with each other or, like express their, like how well they can be connected. And that itself is taken away from individuals and it is making a huge difference. And I hope in few days with the vaccine already being existed, so we will come over that, get over that hurdle as well. So and you have done a lot of social services, and then you have worn a different path as well as a woman, so being a mother, entrepreneur, and also, so what do you think that the biggest challenge that or the difficult role that woman has to as a woman she has to face as a that role? What do you think? Which one is according to you is the most difficult one?
I think as a woman, I mean, of course, I learned throughout the years of my experience and my life how to juggle between the family and personal life, as well as
Please.
can you hear me?
No, no, I was asking, can we switch the screen, please? Like,
Uh,
yeah, because I cannot see her on the screen. I think it got into. Go ahead, Consider. I think I can hear you.
Okay. So the biggest challenging is, like I said, I learned myself over the years how to prioritize things and how to juggle between the personal and family life. And I think as a woman, we are itself is, thinking that, oh, we are women, we cannot do this, we cannot do that. And I think that's the biggest challenging that other women can face and other women thinks about themselves. I think that has to come through the confident of being a woman, that has to have a strong and focusing and as well as prioritizing things, and also aiming and having good goals and
Mhm.
discipline. You have to have a discipline takes you a long way. And whether it's in our personal life or professional life, we
Mhm.
have to have a good discipline and good schedule to follow. and so that way we can able to prioritize things and juggle between being a mom and being a either working for somebody, or you having your own company, or having your own boss. So, or being, even being a social service person, I think nothing can be stopped to women, and I think woman is a good administrator, and good woman is also very good multitasker, and
Mm-hmm.
also women can do a lot more things if
Mm-hmm.
they want to. So we have to tune our mind
Mm-hmm.
and set our mode. So I think we can able to do a lot more, and we have a lot of capacity as a woman. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, a lot of people think so. We have to. Somebody has to give us the freedom, or anything that we need. Actually, woman is a born with a lot of a lot of capabilityness in them,
Right.
but it's just they need to come out and show what they're capable of, and what they are, unless you prove yourself, you're not going to know what you're capable, what is your strength, and what is your weaknesses. And I
Right.
think as a woman, we always, weakness when it comes to our family. So, that's why we are afraid to take also, promotions in when they're offered in our, workplaces, because we always think, so I have to take care of this child, I have to take care of my husband,
Right.
especially the Indian woman, we also have to worry about the cooking. And, if you have in-laws, then we have to worry about the in-laws, but I think it's a time for us to, prioritize things and work together in between all these things, so that way we can able to accomplish
Mm-hmm.
um, what we need to accomplish, and also take our career also very seriously.
Right.
And I think it's a fear. I think that's what most women needs to come out of, that fear, where they should not think, okay, they cannot do this, they cannot do that. I think every woman can do everything and anything if they want to, and if they focus.
Right, right. Oh, yeah, that definitely. And I think the organization Veda is definitely serving to train women in getting over that kind of a fear, and also such kind of a hesitation. So you have actually done a lot of social, the networking events for women, to connect them, to introduce them to such kind of a to overcome the fear like that. So, can you tell me like a couple of them during the COVID, with the projects that Veta has already done, so that to help the community in USA also, and back home as well?
Yeah, we have, like I said, especially during the COVID, we can not do physical events, but we have done a lot of webinars,
Mm-hmm.
for women health and women nutrition and child nutrition program,
Mm-hmm.
as well as, we have done psychological um, webinar for, because during the COVID, what happened was a lot of people are at home, and the woman has to go through a lot of psychological things. So that's why we want to, a lot of have people had requested, we want to have a some sort of a psychological, physician should come and talk about it when people are facing these kind of issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we have done that webinar, and also we have a middle-aged woman that has requested that, because a lot of times what happens is, when woman goes through the menopause, they go through a lot of changes in their body. So
Mm-hmm.
when you go through those changes in the body, and of course, you react, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people think that, oh, that's end of the world, but that's just a temporary phases that each woman and every woman goes through. So
Mm-hmm.
we have gotten a very successful gynecologist and have given them the talk for that.
Right, right.
And also we have given, because we want to also have women to be in the leadership and political, and we have gotten a Padma Pagaru to come and talk about, motivate this woman.
Right.
And as well as, we have done food in San Jose, women
Yeah.
shelter,
Right.
the homeless shelters. And
Mm-hmm.
also we have done women and children shelter in Sacramento. We
Mm-hmm.
have done not only food, but we have done a toy drive.
Mm-hmm.
And in India, we have done, daily workers, that they have Everything was shut down. All the transportation was shut down. I'm talking about in April of 2020. That
Wow.
during that time, everybody was so paused, so they
Mhm.
don't know what's going on. So at that time, we had given like almost 3 to 5, around 500 people in the village of Toruru. We
Mhm.
had given them the groceries for almost 2 months.
Wow.
And then we have in Hyderabad, we have given them the Anad Ashram, the orphanage. Small kids, like one of the lady, her husband is an engineer, but she has a one son, and she is a very, I would say she's a, actually she has taken almost 15 children along with her son. She is raising all these orphanage kids that law enforcement find them on the streets, and we had given them a 3 months grocery supply, as well as we had provided them the money for the fruits and milk and all that for 3 months for the during the COVID, because there are very small children under 10 years old. And we have done those kind of things, and also do just recently last month we have done two marriages for a woman that is very poverty. These people are very hard time even getting talibottu. You
Mhm.
know what talibottu is, right? So
Yes.
talibottu and all the wedding clothes and toe rings and all the paspu kunkum, we had sent on behalf of Veta.
Mhm.
And I think we have done a quite a bit, in spite
Support
of.
women and all the people that are, yes, yes. Oh, I mean, that is really wonderful to hear that, with all the support that they are getting, and hope things will get better soon. But like personally, to ask you, I know that you have told me that you have started as a pharmaceutical, the and started as a just assistant, and then from there that you actually went into banking, and then now that you are already owning a company. So how does it feel to climb the ladder all the way from starting such a like a training level to all the way to being the owner of the company? How does it feel, and what is that like you want to share with our women, like young women who wants to do that as well?
I'm very proud of it. I know a lot of times people doesn't tell when they come from a small.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to tell all the women out there, there's nothing wrong starting small.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong, climbing a ladder slowly
Mm-hmm.
but surely. And as long as you have a dream and you can able to accomplish that. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I got married when I was 16, and I have my first child when I was 18. And even during at that time, I was joined in a pharmacy tech in New Jersey, because that's where my husband was doing his residency, medical internal medicine residency.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, while he was in training, I joined a pharmaceutical as a pharmacist, a pharmacist assistant, actually. And then from there, I went to banking, and I started as a teller in the banking. And during that time, I think more than money that I made, I
Mm-hmm.
have learned how to manage the money,
Wow.
and
Okay.
how to count and consolidate their customers' accounts, and how to advise them. At that time, there's a you they will pay higher interest rates for the CDs. I'm sure right now, I don't think we heard about the CDs, but those
Right.
times it's a big deal for the people opening in the CDs, fixed deposits, where they get them higher interest rates. And
Right.
I think I have pulled a lot of my customers into getting the CDs fixed, deposits. So then the bank manager saw me that, and then they had given me a promotion, serving them as a, opening up IRAs, for retirement funds for retirement people. So I have done that very successfully. Then from there, I have gone into international transferring wire transfers
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the banking. That's how I grew with the bank as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then once my daughter was born, this is in 1988. So
Mm-hmm.
then I stopped working in the banking industry because I want to take care of my daughter, and also I always very fond of daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and so so that's why once my daughter is born, I stopped working as a in the banking industry and raised her for 3 years. And then in 1996, actually no, 1990. 87, my husband started a private practice for his cardiology when we moved to California back from New Jersey, Phoenix, and back to California. So
Mhm.
at that time, I had helped him set up his practice and having taken care of the small children at home. And I have, worked for him in his office and started working until 1997. That's when I started going in. And actually, 1992, we had first invested into one of our property. And then after at that time, my son, my third child was very young, and so I didn't want him to be with a babysitter. So we want to wait till he goes to preschool. So at that time, even though we are investing into real estate, we are giving it to a property management company to look after the properties.
Right.
And then in 1997, that's when he was 3 years old by that time. And then I had put him into preschool. That's when I have started taking care of the business,
Mhm.
actually in a business way rather than investment way. So that's what my journey into the business. And I think um, I enjoy the small steps I took because in this process, I learned the depth of the business. I learned depth of the people's how they think and how to interact with people. And I think in the banking industry, it's not what you say, how you say makes a difference.
Mhm.
And I learned how to enjoy working with the numbers. So that's what I do till today. A lot of people ask me, especially my office staff asks me, Mrs. Reddy, how can you watch numbers all day? How do you work with the numbers all day? And then I said, I enjoy what I do.
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, like, and I think we need the knowledge of numbers nowadays. I think that's very important in this, especially growing world. So, no doubts that numbers are the best way to just climb the ladder, and so that is awesome. And one of the things that I also wanted to ask you was like you have served many areas back home in India, where especially in Andhra Pradesh, and so what is that you think that is needed to be improved in that area, and what is lacking, and what kind of a changes do you think that they are still looking for?
We have helped, actually, we have done social service in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana as well. Actually, we
Mhm,
have done in Warangal district and in Nalgonda district and Khammam district. The three districts we have done.
mhm,
And they used to be part of Telangana, and now also it's been part of Telangana. Before we used to have a one state when we start all these projects.
mhm,
But I think I feel that it's a gender equality is still happening
mhm,
in India.
mhm.
And so
It's okay, go ahead.
I'm in I'm in the show. Nearly Anaki. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So I'm in I think it's gender equality is still there,
Mhm,
and also giving an important for education for a woman
mhm,
is is important as well. And I think that is lacking. I won't say in all families, but in some families that is still there, especially if they are middle class or lower class, where they don't have a poverty in the family. And
mhm,
if they happen to if they can only afford one person's education, they're still choosing, oh, let's educate the boy than a girl, because they automatically think, oh, girl can get married and gone.
mhm,
And so I think that attitude and that change has to come within our families,
mhm,
from the day one.
mhm,
And also should not show the difference between raising a boy and raising a girl. And I think they all are equal. And also we should also raise a boy how to respect
mhm.
women and how to share household work. And
Right.
I think as a mom we always think, oh, it's a boy, he doesn't need to do anything.
Correct.
So
Yes.
I think that mindset has to change, and I see a lot of difference. A lot of Indian men nowadays, even in India, also sharing the household work,
Mhm,
and I'm really happy about that progress that they have made. And I
mhm,
think in certain families that is still lacking, still some more. and I think that has to change. And also, um, women's safety. The other thing is women's safety. I think for being a woman's safety, women definitely has to be empowering in India, definitely, and also they have to go out and work. They may have a day shift and they may have a night shift, so they have to feel secure and safe, whether they take a taxi or Uber or whatever it may be, any transportation. So I think I see that change also in India lately. We have a women auto drivers,
Right.
and I think and also women bus drivers, and I'm really happy and paused by that. And so that women feel secure, taking that transportation.
Mhm.
And also that defense classes. I strongly recommend in India. I think we have to get the changes. Have a defense classes for women, and I think from the childhood, it has to start from the school, how to protect them, because not every time we're going to have a brother or sister, brother or
Someone
husband,
else. Right.
husband or father to protect us. One day we have to be walk alone. One
Correct.
day we have to be alone in the society. So the society has to have a changes and create a safety for women. I think that only comes with having mindset when
Mhm.
they're raising a boy and a girl,
Right.
as
Right.
well as having a safety for women. And I
Mhm.
think that is still lacking. And also, the main thing in India, what, oh, where if I do this work, what other people are going to think. So I
Mhm.
think we have to stop that. We have to do what works for our family, what works for us, and
Mhm.
what is needed to do for our family.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a very important. And also comparison. There shouldn't be any comparison. That may be work for some other family, but it may not work for every family.
Correct.
So I think that has to change, and comparison, and also think about, oh, who thinks what,
Mhm.
So it's okay. I mean, if you're not a doctor or engineer, that's okay. There are a lot of other opportunities for a woman, and the woman can also be in a man's world and man's fields, but
Mhm.
that's okay. We don't need to be a doctors or engineers. We have a lot of other new opportunities that are coming along because this is 2021. And also, education is one factor of the anybody's life, whether it's a man or woman. But I think major factor is we have to be motivated, self motivated, and self driven, and
Mhm.
also self confident. I
Mhm.
think these three things, whether you have education or not have education, you can always succeed in life.
Right. That is that is so important actually. Like I mean, so many points that what you said make so much sense because I know that the practice has been continued for a while, but fortunately, with the education being done in all the proper ways, so I think things are changing, and hopefully we will see that change, that of mindset what you talked about will be happening pretty soon. And and it will be. And so, do you also like talking about that? Do you think that equality is at least to some extent is established? Like, is it? Do you think that it has changed to some extent, not all 100%, but the what you call it as a gender equality? Like, the women are also given the similar opportunity in some areas, at least whether it is a US or any part of the world.
US definitely, as you can see in 2021, how far the woman has been gone. I
Right.
mean, look at Kamala Harris Garu, or in Biden's administration. He has taken almost a lot of Indian people, American Indians, and out of them, 50% of them are women.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how impact that has been, how far is the woman has been came along
Mm-hmm.
in America. We can see that overnight, actually. I mean, I would say overnight means I never thought women can be coming this far that fast,
Okay.
because especially when Hillary Clinton had lost elections, I thought America is not ready to vote for a woman. But you know, but within the matter of 4 years, we turned the table around yeah, in
Oh,
America.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But as far as India, India is woman has come quite a bit, but not all the way yet. But
Yes.
I think giving a woman have a special quota, like for example, even in the political world, I heard that they had given women to give a woman a chance, they
Mhm.
had given certain percentage seats for women.
Correct.
And I think because of that, I see a lot of leadership roles for women,
Right.
and as well as not only, like for example, IS officers, we see a lot of women in that, not only political section. And we see women farmers, like organic farmers who is doing the tractors,
Mm-hmm.
for their dad. I saw the picture another day. And look at Bharati and Sirisha. Those two people had gone all the way to Supreme Court for
Mm-hmm.
them to get electrician jobs,
Mm-hmm.
so they can climb on the poles, electrical poles, just like men does.
Right.
And not only change themselves, but they had brought the changes for society by
Mm-hmm.
fighting for the women's rights. And I think that's really, really good. And the women's are really incredible, because the other day I met them in one of the shows,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a really, personal interaction with them.
Uh-huh.
And those little changes, it may look little right now, but eventually, everybody follows through.
Correct.
And they are getting on the poles like a monkey. All that they are climbing up big poles, and I'm really proud of them. And
Yeah.
yeah, those changes are coming, very
It is happening. Yes. Mm-hmm.
happening. And also it's some society is also accepting women, so which is really good. I think India will make changes, but the only concern I have is a safety for women, because safety still is not there for women. I think we have to get, like I said, the government has to, has to take more severe punishment on women. Anything that happening to the women, like acid or rapes, all these things. I think no matter whether they have money or whether they are poor, the justice system has to be same severely punished.
Mm-hmm.
I think people, when they start getting away with this kind of a system, and I think they don't have any, they feel that they don't have any consequences to pay. So I think these things are going more and more. And I think in one of the Desha, case, they have encountered those men. I think that really put a scare in them. I think those kind of things should still happening more and more. So these things will stop, and women can feel secure and safe. It happened in Hyderabad, last, I think in July or somewhere around in August.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy about that. And I think those things has to be like, even I think 5 6 years ago, somebody threw acid on some girl's face, and that guy was encountered right away. So I
Mm-hmm.
think those kind of severe punishments needs to happen under stricter laws for them to women to be safe in the world, because the woman is all working in India.
Right,
So,
right. Yes. I
but
think that's really going to be a very good solution, because addressing those and then, solving the issues by getting them into the justice system to give justice to a woman, that would be a really, yeah, best way to make that happen and make her feel safe as well, regardless of the which part of the world, and especially in India, like what you just said. So, and like you have answered like so many such a great points about. And so what is your message to young woman, whether she wants to be an entrepreneur or a philanthropist or any of the social worker, or even just a homemaker? So what is your message to them?
like I said, every woman has a potential,
Mhm,
and they have to use their potential up to their maximum capacity.
mhm,
And unless you use them, you're not going to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I know the path may not be smooth all the time, but we should not get discouraged, on the days that it may not go smooth. But
mhm,
we should still focus and aim high,
mhm,
and consistency,
mhm,
and having a good habits. And don't be afraid to be challenging ourselves.
mhm,
And I think that's a thing that it holds us, because we always think, so I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I don't know whether I can handle that or whether I cannot handle that. So don't doubt yourself, be brave and be consistent and be positive,
Mhm.
and also be very motivated and self motivated, because nobody's going to come and rescue you. Nobody's going to choose the path for you. You need
Right.
to choose the path for yourself and have a very confident is the key, and you have to have a confident, and even when you're wrong also you should have a confident. So that's the only way we can go a lot far away.
Yes.
That's what my husband tells me all the time. Even when I'm wrong, also, he said my confidence is always very high.
Right, 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 right. Yes. I think that it definitely works. Having confidence is a good one to just go with. Yes, you're absolutely right. So hopefully, we will see more and more women going up and giving us the examples of, how we can be more successful and achieve the higher goals in the future also. And thank you so much for joining. It was really pleasure having you, and thank you so much for taking your time to participate in this one. We will continue to celebrate International Women's Day to a month, and we'll have more people like Ms. Jansi Reddy also on our show to give you their experiences, share their wisdom, and also the experience that you may have will also be addressed in the next shows. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the show today, and we will continue celebration and our extended celebration. I'm about to give you a very exciting news. Is next show that I'm bringing you a very prominent, iconic, the Bollywood actress Meenakshi Sheshadri as our next guest this Saturday, 9 p.m. Central and 8 a.m. Sunday Indian time IST. So don't forget to tune in. And till then, everyone have a good night and good morning, good afternoon throughout the world. So thank
Thank
you.
you, Anu. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.